Welcome everyone, and today I wanted to show it to the game which is played between Magnus Carlsen and Vassily Ivanchuk in FIDE World Rapid Team Championship in the year 2026, and it's happened in Hong Kong. So, and Magnus Carlsen, he was playing with WR chess side, and Vassily Ivanchuk, he is playing from the team that is Farm Valera Chess Training. And Magnus Carlsen playing with the white pieces, and he start with a move pawn to d4, knight to f6, pawn to c4, pawn to e6, and knight to c3, bishop to b4. This is Nimzo-Indian defense. And after the move pawn to d3, this is called Rubinstein variation, black castle, bishop to d2, pawn to d5, knight to f3, pawn to b6, c takes d5, and e takes d5. And over here, Magnus Carlsen, he played one of the game in which he is also playing with the white pieces against Fabiano Caruana in the year 2020. And over there, he played the move bishop to d3, and Caruana replied with a move bishop to a6 and just forced the bishop for an exchange. That's simple. Bishop takes and knight takes a6, queen to a4, and queen to c8. And this game end up in a draw. But of course, after the move bishop to d3, bishop to a6 is a very good move. So Magnus Carlsen over here comes with an improvement, and he played the move rook to c1 over here. And the idea here is, now if the bishop a6 played, so bishop takes a6, knight takes a6, he will not lose any kind of a tempo. Pawn to a6, bishop to d3, bishop to d6, castle, rook to e8, and pawn move to a3. Again, he played the move a3. Over here, if you just put this position on a computer will tell to you that you can play the move knight to e5, you can play the move rook to e1. These are all of the sort of moves is there, but a3, it looks like basically just waiting move, as well as in the future you wants to play the move pawn to b4 and just wanted to look like now what black will reply. Bishop to b7 over here, the immediately pawn to c5, or maybe knight b to d7 with an idea of to play the move c5. It makes more logic. Bishop to d7, knight to e2. Now the idea behind this move is simply the knight will jump on a g3, so there is no attack on this particular diagonal and the threat on a h2 pawn. Knight b to d7, knight to g3 as expected, knight to e4, and here Magnus Carlsen should play bishop to b4. And after that one, there is a one continuation, that is pawn to c5, d takes c5, knight d takes c5, bishop takes, and pawn to b4. And after the move bishop to d6, knight to f5, attacking on the bishop, bishop to f8, and knight f to d4. That's how the game can be continued. But Magnus over here, he played the most queen to e2, which little dubious if. Pawn to c5, d takes c5, b takes c5, and rook f to d1. Simply once again that okay, I developed my piece, now what do you wanna do? Queen to b6. Once again, it's little dubious move over here. I think black should continue with a move like knight takes, queen takes, and simply knight jumps to f6, and the idea is maybe in the future the knight will place on a e4 square. But okay. Queen to b6, and here Magnus Carlsen played the move bishop to e1, but here one tricky idea which he can be played, that is pawn to b4. C takes, and over here a takes. Of course, the bishop takes is not possible because of the rook to b1 and it will be the pin. So this move can be tried. But okay. Bishop to e1, knight d2 f6, knight f5 attacking on a bishop, bishop to f8 as expected. Of course, this bishop is really strong that black can never ever give this bishop for the sake of this knight. Pawn to b4, bishop to c8 attacking on the knight, pawn takes attacking on the queen, bishop takes, and now he played knight f5 to d4. Bishop takes a3, rook to c6, queen to b2, attacking on the queen and just offering for an exchange. But he was like, no, I don't want to exchange. Queen to f1, bishop to d6, bishop takes a6, bishop d7 attacking on a rook, rook c to c1, and rook e to b8, bishop to d3, queen to a2, rook to b1, pawn to h6, queen to e2. Now he is offering an exchange. The Ivanchuk is like, no, I don't know what to give. Knight to b5, a forking knight and a bishop. Bishop takes, knight to c3, attacking like all is under attack, but no worry. Bishop takes c3, queen takes c3, and after the move knight to g4, he played the one dubious move played by the black, that is the move pawn to g6. In this position, black can try the move knight to p4. But of course, after the move pawn to g6, the idea behind here is, see, my bishop is good, my knight is good, my rooks are performing well. Why not I can bring my king towards the center? So in the future, when the game will convert into the end game, this will give me an advantage. Pawn to h3, king to g7, rook d to c1, queen to a3, queen to d1, rook moves to c8. And from here you see how Magnus Carlsen, he converts slowly and gradually into this game. Bishop to c6, attacking on a rook, rook a to b8, rook a1, attacking on a queen, queen to b2, rook c to b1, attacking on a rook, on a queen, queen to c3, and he don't wanted to give an exchange, so bishop to b7, attacking on the rook, and over here black should play rook to c7, but here black made a mistake by playing the move rook to f8. Now you can pause the video and find out the best move in this position with the white, or I will say best continuation over here. Rook to c1, attacking on a queen, queen to b4, rook a to b1. Now over here he made a blunder by playing the move queen to a3, but computer is just saying that do one thing, you just give your queen for the exchange of a rook and a bishop. But of course, from the human perspective, it's pretty tough to take this kind of a decisions. Queen to a3, knight to b5, forking the queen as well as the bishop. Queen to a5, knight takes d6, queen to d8, attacking on the knight, rook to c6, queen to e7, queen to d4, pinning this f6 knight because the king is there. And now you can see that the g6 and queen g7, this idea is somewhere is backfiring to him. Rook f to d8, increasing the pressure on the knight. Rook b to b6, protecting the knight. And after the move king to g8, it just simply just remove the king. And final blow, can you find the move? And after that move, black resigned. And the move over here is simple knight to c8. First of all, it's attacking on the queen. If the queen moves, then queen takes f6, or maybe the rook takes f6. And if there is a takes, so simple, it's capture, and after the takes, and it's bishop takes, and I don't think so. With a simple rook up, black can manage to hold this game. So that's it for today, and thank you so much for joining.